TV screen. Our memories are burned with boom boxes and Walkmans. We were the kids of the best time ever. Retro dreams.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Uncommon Podcast, our 157th live stream. Happy Thursday, everyone. Why are we on a Thursday? Well, it is Friday somewhere on the other side of the hemisphere, so it just made sense to do this interview with this individual on a Thursday instead of a Friday. So we'll say happy Aloha Friday to that individual. But before we start, Dee, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited. Yeah, this is kind of big for us. No pressure, right? But just wanted to get some intros out of the way, some house rules. As everybody knows, we are a community podcast made by the community for the community. And just so everyone knows, it's kind of like when you come to our house here, you need to be respectful. So as I like to catchphrase, just don't be a dick and everything will be fine. Speaking of that, shout out to Raven and Big Bro for being our moderator chats for the Uncommon Podcast. Thank you guys so much for doing that. So everyone play nice. We welcome everybody from all sorts of communities, from VeVe, Cryptoids, McFarlane, crypto, meme coins, anyone. So let's just have a good time today and let's get right into it. What do you say, Hinano?
I think we have to be a little bit more professional. I don't think we should be interviewing a CEO in the snow. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of weird, though. We're in Hawaii and it's snowing, right? So I think we all should get in the studio. What do you think?
Yes, let's get to the studio.
All right, guys, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Rose, the co-CEO of VeVe. How are you, Ben?
I am awesome. How you doing, guys?
Good, man.
Good.
Thank you for joining us today. It's good to see you. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dee.
No, I just wanted to also welcome him. Thank you, Ben, for your time. I know you've got lots of meetings and your schedule is pretty much booked up. So thank you for giving us a little chunk of your time and just being here.
Of course. And this is part of my job, and it's part of my job that I love. So a lot of the time people are saying, "Oh my God, how does this guy get anything done if he's in spaces and interviews all the time?" Well, you know what? Coming on, a big part of my job is speaking to the community and being transparent about what's happening and that kind of thing. So yeah, really pleased to be here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I was going to open and say welcome to your 800th interview. It's been a marathon for you, and it's my understanding it's just you're making everyone familiar with you. That's the way I'm looking at it. By going on all these shows, you're becoming a familiar face, and a lot of people have seen the changes in VeVe. I've noticed a change in culture. But before we even get started with that, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. We also have a community-sponsored giveaway from a content creator. We'll get into that a little bit later, but if you guys want to enter that giveaway, type in hashtag roses are red down below in the chat, and then we'll get into that a little bit later. But since we have Ben only for about an hour, I'm going to let Dee take the reins, and then we'll just kind of do a little crisscross conversation here, Ben.
Awesome. Sounds great.
So we're going to start with the very the hard-hitting questions, Ben, okay? So I hope you're ready.
Sure.
So could you give us a detailed explanation on how you first discovered VeVe and your decision to leave Binance, and what clicked for you to join and invest in a company is still building in a brand new industry that's literally still being created as we speak? So if you could just give us a little backstory on that.
Yeah, totally. So I'm here in Auckland, New Zealand, and it's a pretty close community here. We're a small place. Everybody knows everybody. And so when one of the things we were doing when I was leading Binance New Zealand was we wanted to shine a light on cool projects locally doing interesting stuff in the space, because that felt like the right thing to do. And so David and the team, we were aware of them. We knew a few people in common, so we reached out and we said, look, come on over. We'll do an AMA. We'll do a video, and just you guys talk about what you're up to. And the reason for that was, I believe, and I'm sure you do, and lots of people do, that blockchain and NFTs and crypto are awesome technologies for the right use cases. And so what we were trying to do was shine a light on, businesses that are doing really interesting things with that. So yeah, we did a video. We had the conversation that you guys hopefully have seen. And as we were talking, I was thinking, wow, this is quite different to a lot of projects out there. A lot of projects out there, they start off as with the idea of we're going to become a crypto project or a blockchain project or an NFT project, and then they try and work out what the use case could be. Whereas VeVe was the other way around. VeVe is a business idea for which blockchain technology was really good because collectors love scarcity and rarity, rather than the other way around. So I thought that was interesting. I liked David as a guy. I thought the IPs that he was talking about sounded amazing. And, from the point of view as a Kiwi, to hear a Kiwi started company doing that kind of stuff, that's exciting. So we caught up for a coffee after that, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then
a lot of caffeine.
Right, a lot of caffeine. And then the timing was kind of right. His and Dan's thoughts around the next stage for the business came together with my thoughts around the next step for me, and here we are.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is awesome to hear. And I just kind of touching, I was like, oh, this is so cool that, the project is based in, the headquarters in New Zealand, and it's really cool. I'm like, there are cousins because the Maoris,
people.
Yeah, and the Hawaiians, the Polynesian. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Well, the Maori came from Hawaii, right, originally. So there's definitely a link for sure.
We're all cousins, we're all cousins of the sea, if you really think about it, right? Well, that's awesome, Ben. We kind of wanted to have an understanding on what made you really want to come here. And like I said, we're more of a personal podcast. We kind of like to talk story and try to find out things from a personal level, because we really feel that if people know you from a personal level, then they understand you better, and they understand why you make the moves that you do make in this space.
Yeah, I don't think for me the biggest thing with VeVe was the opportunity to come in and be part of the future and the growth story, and also to be a shareholder was exciting, right? So at Binance, big company where you're an employed, you're a salaried employee, and you do your stuff, you do your job, and away you go. But the value you create goes to the owners of that business. So this was an opportunity to come in at an early stage and be part of that growth. And I looked at where the business is and where the business could be, and the also just the opportunity, right? The category that it's aiming to disrupt. And I thought, wow, if we can do that right, that category could be just completely exploded. And VeVe, to me, if I look at the market, and I still hold true to this, the proposition and all of the stuff that the team have built together compared to others in the market, I don't think there's anyone who comes close. So I thought that was really exciting, and I thought, I reckon we can do this.
You want to be a part of this. You want to be a mover and shaker and be a pioneer. I love that. And that's cool, because I really feel like we're all here pioneering together. We're supporting this. I mean, it's not really, it's a very infant space. So let's kind of like dive into this space, specifically on the current user base and the future growth of this space. Yeah. It's my understanding that you want to 4x the user base, and you've been transparent about that. And you're going to use different tools and methods to kind of help precipitate that. And so some of those tools is like the affiliate program, your life cycle management, better communication, content teams, and also community management. But can you kind of go into a more detailed outline of your plans, or how you want to like implement these tools to actually further the growth and the retention of the user base?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, look, I've been very open and transparent about what our goal is. And you set a goal, you set an ambitious, aggressive goal. If we meet that goal, fantastic. There are those who think that goal's too light, and there are those who think it's too high. But really, what we wanted to do internally in our business is be really clear that this is a year of growth. This is where we're focused now. This is what it's all about. And so we set ourselves a target, because if you don't have specific targets, you can't measure how you're doing. You can't push harder in certain areas. So that's what we've set out to do. So the tactics. So let's talk about the affiliate program. So the affiliate program, we are designing that right now. We're just going through the final business casing internally. We've been speaking to content creators in our community and externally. The idea there is to go to content creators who run communities of collectors of things that we have digital equivalents to on our platform. So people who are really into, the Marvel, the Disney, the pop art, the cars, the stamps, all of that kind of stuff, where those groups exist. They're not currently in our ecosystem, but they are out there. They are creating content. They're on Spaces. They're on YouTube. They're on Discord. Go to those and say, this is VeVe. This is what we do. Your followers are going to love this because look at all these IPs that we've got that they're into. Here's some collateral, and if you can refer them over, then we're going to share in the revenue, or we're going to give you an upfront payment for an acquisition of that customer. We're just working through that model at the moment, and there's pros and cons of each of those. And we're looking at how do we incentivize people? Is it gems? Is it MCP? Is it money? And we're looking at those different things. What's going to be relevant to people? What are others in the market doing? And not just in collectibles, right? But what are others in the broader affiliate space doing to make sure that we're competitive? So that's the first thing, is identify. You've got to build the program. You identify them. So we've almost built the program. What are we now? It's the 20th of December. By the end of this year, the program will be built and designed and good to go. What we haven't done yet, we'll be doing in the very early new year, is mapping out the communities and content creators, not just within our ecosystem, which we absolutely are doing and have done, but externally as well, and starting to prioritize in January, in February, who do we go out to, who are the big ones, who are the small ones, and then starting to engage them. And there's a bit of build work that goes on underneath that, because you've got to have an engine that creates codes and tracks signups and all that kind of stuff. You've got to make decisions around, do you give someone a commission when someone KYCs, or when someone KYCs and then buys? What do you do? How does that work? So that's what we're doing right now. So that'll go live early in the new year, like very early in the new year. It won't be the full finished product early in the new year, because I want to get something up and then start to perfect it. Because we're in a hurry. I want to grow numbers, and I want to grow them as fast as we can. So that's happening. So that's affiliates. Acquisition, we have two main levers for acquisition. We've got our advertising, just standard, display advertising, including things like Google Ads, etc. And then we've also got our partner licensors. And so there are two streams of work underway right now. So the advertising side of things, that's going to go live in January. That's pretty standard. That is placing ads in places where we think collectors are going to be, trying to get them over to us, testing what creative, what placement, what frequency works. So that's one thing. Working to fix budgets, seeing what the return on investment is, having a set cost per acquisition, all that kind of stuff. So that's part of that. The other one is going through our, we've got over 200 different brands and licenses that we work with, right? Prioritizing through all of those. How can we work with them, and what are the right times to really go hard with those guys on, talking to their other customers in the other areas that they work. So, if you think about those who have movies, for example, there might be movie deals. If you think about those who have parks or databases, all of those sorts of things. You go through the list of brands available on VeVe, and the mind boggles. You go, oh my God, what if we got into Lamborghini dealerships or whatever? So all of those, the acquisition team are going through those right now and having a plan. Okay, this is who we're going to contact in January. This is February. This is March. So that's that one. And then there's lifecycle. So lifecycle hasn't progressed as quickly as I would like it to. We hired someone, but then they pulled out and they changed jobs. So now we're hiring again. So we will get someone in. We're live with the adverts for that role right now. What that person's job is to do is to design a lifecycle program. So that means at every stage of the customer's experience with VeVe, we are taking action to maximize the stickiness and the engagement and the revenue from that customer. So that means when they're onboarding, how do we increase the conversion rate of those who get through to KYC and then purchase? Once they've purchased, how do we increase the purchase rate, so the number of average collectibles that they hold, and therefore the amount of time that they're with us, and therefore the profitability? When And you do that through automated marketing and CRM.
Gotcha.
Then if someone looks like they're going to be leaving us, if someone looks like they're showing signs of disengagement, how do we get them back in and incentivize them to stay? And then all those people who have come and left, how do we reinvigorate them and get them back again through, a combination of automated marketing and other tactics. So yeah, that's probably not been as quick as I would like it to be, just because we haven't got the right person in. We've had a lot of applicants, but we've got to get the right person.
Gotcha.
So I anticipate we'll have a person in the seat in about February. So I think that would roll out probably March, April.
I love that. I love that you're actually taking your time to find the right people instead of just finding a person to fill this seat and just say, hey, go for it and stuff like that. Because we've been in this community for quite some time. This is perfect to kind of like spill into the next question, because there's been a lot of disparity in the past in terms of the culture and how it used to be, specifically in the project. And so like a good example is for us, it kind of really felt like there was non-communication, favoritism, and it just felt like high school a little bit. In fact, I have a really good graphic I want to pull up really quick. D&D kind of like touch on this while I pulled up that graphic.
Yeah, so well, it's not showing yet, but once he shows it, you guys can kind of see. Here we go, and shout out to Double Quill. This is from her blog. We took it from her blog idea of Adventures in VeVe. This is number 4. She's currently on number 69. So she's been doing this for a while. So shout out to Double Quill. But so this kind of depicts for us like, the high school cafeteria where you have the jocks, the geeks, nerds, the popular kids, the cheerleaders, the football players, all of that. So this kind of like represents our community. Either before, there was disparity and inequality that we thought, and being from, the community podcast, we try and focus on, what the community is saying. I mean, we're not in any part of VeVe, but this is kind of like what we like to bring to attention in however way we can. So this is what reminded us of, the culture. But we've recently seen and feel the shift, the change in culture at VeVe. We've gotten more accountability and communication, and it's brought up a lot of morale and confidence in the project. And it all kind of started when you and My Collectibles were onboarded. So with all this feedback that we're giving you, we feel and we believe that the disparity needs to stop, like fully stop, in order to achieve your goal that you wanted to 4x, the user base. So can you give us your thoughts on our feedback, and how do you plan to be more inclusive to the rest of the creators and community members? And what do you propose we do to make sure our community is not like a high school cafeteria?
And before you answer, I kind of want to add just one more thing. This is the first time we've ever had anyone official from VeVe ever on the channel, and it's not from the lack of trying. And so I just kind of wanted to point, and My Collectibles, you don't count. You came from the streets. So, but yeah, that's just part of the disparity right there. There, go ahead. Go and answer the question, Ben.
Yeah, totally. So I think I'll talk about today, and from I can talk about what I do and what we do since I've started. Right. So the 3 principles, the way we run our business, and this doesn't come from me. This comes from David and from Dan. There are three principles. Right. The first one is do the right thing. The second one is get the best people, and the third is do your best. And I believe that that's what the business has done. I don't believe the outcome has always been optimal, but I believe that's what they've done. Now, I'll continue to do that. When I joined, I said, and again, I can't take credit, right? I didn't make this up. It was David, Dan, and the team, and My Collectibles, and Corey, and Eagle, who said this. We need more communication. We need more openness. So from day one, I sat down with Eagle and MC, and I said, okay, right, who's who? who's who do I need to talk to? Let's get a schedule in place, reach out to people. Now I'm not going to reach out to someone who's just going to do a gotcha and make me look like an idiot, because that's not helping anyone, right? But what I asked was, who are the content creators who have been here year in, year out, who are creating balanced content? I don't want to just talk to Moon Boys. I want to talk to people creating balanced content, right? And so that's why I've done, as you said before, 800 interviews. It's been really deliberate. And when I haven't had one in the schedule for the week, I've got in touch with MC to say, hey, haven't got one this week. Can we reach out? Because it is really important. So I think that's the first thing. So that hasn't been about favoritism. That has been about, who are the balanced content creators out there? Great, let's go and talk to them. And there are those who you can't please everybody all the time, right? So there are those who go, oh, you're just doing Americans, or you're not doing enough in Europe, or whatever. And so, I and we have tried and continue to make sure we're talking to content creators and community leaders in Canada, in the US, in France, in Germany, in the UK, Australia, all over the place, because we're in 180 places, right, as a community. So I think that's the first point. So there's no favoritism when it comes to that. It's about, if someone is prepared to have a balanced conversation, no dramas. I won't shy away from difficult questions and conversations. In fact, I relish them. But also, if someone's just going to try and trip me up and make me look like a dick, because you before said we have a no dick policy, I agree with that. So my friends and my wife would say, look, I make enough of a dick myself, so I don't need help. But so that's the first thing. The second one is a point that I do want to make is, there are users who have been with us for a long time and are a very high level, and there are users who are new to us. And I think we would be absolutely bonkers if we didn't recognize and respect and thank those level 100s and those who are getting up in the levels, because those are from the point of view of loyalty and support, those are they've been really, really cool to us. So that's really important. The fact that we do that does not mean that we don't value new users. We don't value people who don't have the funds to spend on so many collectibles and are just part of the community. You can do more than one thing, right? So it's a tricky balance, because for example, we recently did a drop Ezio, the Assassin's Creed, and it was MCP gated, and so there were those online who said, oh my god, these guys, it's all about the whales and they don't care about us, we can't access this. And then when we do other mechanics which are a bit simpler, then people are saying, well, what about the MCP holders, and they really don't care about their loyal users. So what I would say to you is, we care about all of our users, and we have to, as the business grows and becomes more sophisticated, we have to do things to recognize them differently. And so, the gold and silver logos, the level 100 trophies, those sorts of things, that's a really important part of what we do. But it doesn't mean that we don't value people who aren't level 100s, because of course we do. That is our business. We have to make sure that we make everybody feel that the role that they play, whichever role they choose to play, is valuable and valued, and it is. So when we're online commenting on people's content or people's vaults or people's AR, I'm not checking who's got a high level or who spent a lot of money this month before I do that. We're just saying we think that's really cool. You know what I mean? So I can just, all I can say is, judge me and judge us by our actions.
And I want to just kind of like give a little context to why this question was asked to you, because I can see the chat. They're pretty much saying a bunch of opinions about the question, but the reason why we brought this up is there were users, and this is the past culture. We're saying the culture's changed. Like, here's a good example, Ben. We stopped covering a lot of the VeVe content for a while until my collectibles was onboarded, and then we saw the change that you started to make. That got me reinvigorated back into the project. So this whole thing about what you wanted to do about the 4Xing and trying to bring old people back, well, you're bringing people like me back. But what really brought this question up was, back in the day, there were users that were being ignored because their accounts were locked, and they would come to DNI and they needed help. They wanted to come on our live stream. So this is just the past. I'm not saying that this is how it is anymore. everybody, but this is just the past. And so we just kind of want to recognize the past and hope it doesn't repeat itself, if that makes any sense.
Can what I would like to say, so our customer success team, Lucas and others in the team, so they do a really good job, and I'm not going to, and I can't see the comments right now, but I'm not going to go into any specific situations, but even in my short time here, there have been users who have done things which they should not have done, which are against the terms of use, which are unethical or whatever, and the team have taken action, communicating with them, this is why and this is what's happening, and then the user will go online and say, oh my God, it's so unfair, etc., etc. Now, we are never going to respond to that because we're professional and because we don't want to breach anyone's privacy. So from a community point of view, it might look like VeVe's just randomly been unfair to somebody. But there is a very stringent process that we will go through to make sure that someone's not botting, that someone's not faking accounts, that there's a lot of stuff that happens and that we see and that we act on. And we act on it because it is not the right thing for the rest of users who are doing things on the level. So, unfortunately, there's a certain amount of noise that I get in the community that I can't respond on, and I won't. All I can say is the customer success team are a very ethical team, and they take any decision to block someone's access very, very seriously.
Got you. And like I said, the only reason why we brought this up is because of the past. And I appreciate you being candor about it. And I appreciate also the chat being candor about it as well. And shout out to our moderators in the chat. They're doing an awesome job. Let's move on to the next question right here. Since publicly announcing your arrival to VeVe 2 months ago, was there something that you can tell us about the project that you immediately wanted to change as soon as you went through the doors?
So it was 3 months ago today. So today is I've passed my probation.
Really?
Your probation. You passed.
Look at that.
So, but good news or bad news, depending on which way you look at it.
You're a stock boy instead of a bag boy, right?
Yeah, that's right. No, look, there wasn't anything I came in wanting to change. I needed to get in and understand what was happening, what was working, because there's a saying that you should never take down a fence if you don't know the reason why it was put up. Really important first to get in and have a look at the results and the actions and the numbers and understand what was going on. So no, there wasn't anything that I came in. I had a general sense that probably it's a founder-led business. So we're probably going to need to make sure that the founders are focusing on the stuff that they're really good at, and then I'll need to sort of establish where those lines sit. Other than that, I had to form an opinion once I came into the business.
Got you. Okay. Let's move on to Dee. Did you want to do the community questions yet, or do you want to ask a little bit more questions before we get into that?
I can just touch up on something that he brought up, and I'm just going back to it because we ended up going to another question. But no, it's okay. I just want to say that I'm really happy with what you've said about the affiliate program and everything that you guys are working towards providing us, the users, next year, and working on that once it's announced. And I just want to give a shout out too, because the affiliate program is kind of like something that we like to call utility. A lot of the people here love the U word. And, besides, and we really appreciate the giveaways that VeVe has been sponsoring for people's spaces and live streams and videos. But I just kind of want to give a shout out because members in the community have already been doing that, like providing utility using VeVe collectibles. For example, like Superstar Money, they collab with the Gold Dragon Club. I have like a whole list for a trip to Egypt and staying at a hotel. Cool. Kryptoni with his Moon Cabbage, he provides utility for those people that own that. The Arcadian Project, Comics in Crypto with their bounty. And then we have our Discord that we use certain NFTs for our giveaways. And I'm sure there's a lot more, like Evolved and so many more out there. So it's awesome to see that VeVe is restructuring and making more of an effort to get behind the project and like the content creators and even just people who don't like make content. They're just regular street level users that say, hey, I'm gonna drop this giveaway for like, a two gem comic. If you're there, grab it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I just want to give a shout out to those people already providing utility, and also for you and VeVe, the team, for continuing to do that, because that's what we want. Utility. It makes a lot of things like way more fun, challenging. You're competing in a fun way with your friends through the VeVe fam, and it's just another way to like make the community grow and
Thank you.
be stronger.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think so we really do value and recognize the contribution that you guys have made over the years, and it's all very well to say it, but so we're showing it, right? So what we're doing is we're going to launch this program, but if an affiliate outside our world onboards, we're going to have tiers, and we're going to start them at the lowest tier because we don't know them and we don't know how they go. Mm-hmm. We're going to have our own content creators in this community. We're not going to start them from scratch, because we recognize the work that you've done up until now, growing and building this community, when there wasn't anything in it financially for you guys. There wasn't, a reason other than because you cared. So we're really, really aware of that, and that's part of our planning, right? So I joined 3 months ago. The reason why we haven't launched it yet is because we had to first put together a business plan, cost it up, resource it up, hire the person to do it, and then think through these kind of things. But I think, if we can get it live in January, I think or January or February, but let's say January, then I think we'll be in good shape. The other thing you just mentioned there is not just content creators, but individual users. You know how when you're at Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, and someone says, "What's that weird digital collecting thing you do?" and you whip out the app, and well, what we want to do is we want to have some kind of referral program in place. And so we're looking at the engine that we use for the affiliate program. We're hoping to make it able to do that too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff focused on empowering our community to outreach, but also giving them a reason to do that too.
Yes, 100% behind that, to let everyone be able to have a code of their own maybe soon, and not just
Don't use that strictly. We don't use that word.
Word. I'm gonna get kicked out. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. So yeah, props to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Dee. I want to shift to AI a little bit, Ben. With the advent of acceleration of AI agents coming out, is this something that we could see get implemented into VeVe's product line? So like a good example is like the evolvable line. I could see like an AI agent being a part of that when you evolve your collectible up to maybe an experience that you can have in the VeVeverse, or maybe kind of like, I don't know if you remember the movie Big with Tom Hanks, where he did like a choose your adventure type of comic book. I can see an AI agent being implemented in that. Is the business looking at possibly implementing AI agent technology or AI in the product line? And if so, what does that look like? And if not, would you guys think about doing it?
Totally. Do you remember in Big? Do you remember how it happened? The wish he made. He pressed the button. Was it the Zohar machine?
Yes.
Zoltan the Magnificent, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right.
You can find those machines everywhere in Vegas.
Amazing. So yes, we are using AI. We're not currently looking to integrate it into the product lineup, and there's a few reasons for that. So we're using it in a load of different ways across our business. So we use it for to support our research team. We're using it to support our marketing and content team. We're using it in quite a lot of different ways. We do always in our kind of R&D side, we're always looking at how we might improve things, and there are AI tools that can build 3D models. The quality is not brilliant. The adverts for them are amazing, and if you look at the ad, you think, oh my god, fantastic! We'll just press a button, it will just build a collectible, and away we go. It's not that good yet. So we're always looking at that stuff, but the quality is not quite there yet. I'm sure it will get there. So yeah, at the moment, no, there aren't plans to bring it into the product lineup. But it's something that we're always assessing, and R&D is really important to us, right? So we've got one of the focuses in our business plan is becoming an authority on collecting, not just digital collecting, but collecting. And there are two parts to that. The first part is PR and comms, making sure that we as an organization are represented in those conversations about when something cool happens in collecting, that we're there. But the other part of that is R&D and making sure that we genuinely are at the forefront of collecting. So if I think about things like the evolvable model, if I think about the VeVeverse, those are the things that in the collecting world are kind of at the forefront. But there's a whole lot of other stuff that's coming down the pipe. Everyone's talking now about goggles, and Google just released a new product, and Meta had their goggles coming out recently. Apple obviously had the Apple Vision Pro recently, so that will become a thing. Wearables will be, and AR in wearables will be a key channel. It's not yet, but it will be. So R&D for us is really important to make sure we stay on top of those things, and AI is firmly part of that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm big on AI. We incorporate into our podcast. I use AI agents for work. I'm in communications, so I mean, they're just making life more efficient for us. And I kind of use it as a tool, and not necessarily as a trick or as a cheat, because I know that's pretty much where AI can be used as well. Dee, is there anything you want to add to this before we move on?
No, not really. They're working on it, and maybe in the future, but it's not on the top priority just yet. But just like the space, everything is evolving, developing, and just growing each day. There's always something new, so we'll stay tuned for that when it does happen. When we get more of that.
What I want to do, and hopefully it's become apparent, is if whenever a question's asked about a specific feature or a thing, if it's not currently in our plan, I'll say so. Right. So that's a really good example. That's one of those things that it's there, we're keeping an eye on it, but there's no current plan to do it. So I won't commit that we're going to do it. If we do decide to, and then we build something, we've got firm timelines, I'd come and let you know. But I think in the past, because we've wanted to be, we've wanted to respond positively to the community, we've wanted to kind of do everything. And we don't like the word no, because we want to please our community. Sometimes I think we've been unclear, and we've given the sense that that might happen. So I'll be super clear with you. AI, we're looking at it, as we are looking at lots of different things, but no current plans. Got you.
Thank you for being candor. Let's move on to the community questions. I have a question here from sorry about that. Video Shane here. Now, Video Shane is actually one of the head moderators for McFarlane Toys Digital. He asked, the stated goal is to 4x the user base in 2025. What is the plan to get people to begin accepting the idea of collecting digitally?
Totally. So the first thing is you got to be talking in the right places, and the right places are where collectors currently get together to talk about their physical collections. So first of all, you've got to make sure that you've got a way of getting into those communities. So our affiliate program is one, our PR and events program will be another. And then you've got to be really clear about what the proposition of digital collecting is versus or alongside physical collecting. So you've got to have really, really key messaging around that. And, from our point of view, that would be sustainability, accessibility. It would be space, and it would be the fact that you can evolve your collection in a way that you can't in the physical world. So those messages are the core messages, but they'll change depending on the audience that we're speaking to. So I think what we have to do is we just have to be really consistent and clear and repetitive in those audiences of physical collectors about that. And so that doesn't look like just turning up and showing them an ad to sell them the latest drop. That means going in and having conversations in those communities and at events that are about collecting, about the digital collecting proposition. So being, leaders in the space and communicating digital collecting's proposition as VeVe, that's the most important job. And then when people are open to it and there's a fandom they already love, then we can show them actually, hey, this is available in a drop, or this is available in the market already. If you didn't know, if you're into James Bond, fantastic, come check this out. So it's an education job through those communities.
And I'm glad you said that, because for me, I'm pretty much a mid-40. I'm giving my age here. I'm like a mid-40 man up here talking on a computer screen. I think we're the same age. I think my wife researched that, but regardless, we're both up here talking to a TV screen, and we're basically collecting digital stuff, digital toys on here. And the one thing that I do love about this stuff is it's very nostalgic for me, and it brings back shout out to you, Kenobi, the passion. I think the passion is what really keeps us here. It's the biggest proposition for me, is the passion of having this in my hand, playing with it in AR, or just remembering what it was like to be a kid. I have conversation with Chris Severs about this, we call it nostalgia respark, where it's like, oh, I just saw this DeLorean and it brought me back to my youth. And then I remember all the things that I did. And so that's what this space does for me, Ben, is like when I was a kid, and I'm going on a tangent here. When I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of places for people that collected, like fandoms. They called us geeks. They called us nerds. And so we never had a place to congregate and network and talk story. Or even if you were a jock, you didn't want to come out and say that you read Spider-Man, because you would be, you'd get pants or something like that. And so this space allows us to do that. And so that is one of the biggest propositions. That's what keeps me here. And so, just also to answer that question for Shane as well, I think the passion is a good way. If you can somehow emanate that to like a new user, the passion of all this stuff, I think it'd be a really good thing for them. What do you think, Dee?
No, I 100% agree. Nostalgia respark. Not really collecting a lot of really cool things back when I was younger, and then finding about VeVe. We collected some stuff when we were younger, and then as you get older, you tend to get rid of it because you're too old to play with these things, and you're not a kid anymore. So a lot of times, if you don't keep it in a storage or whatever, you just throw it away, or your mom throws it away for you. But coming into VeVe and finding out about the digital space, I got into that through Hinano. And we started going to the local comic shop and, getting physicals. And you can't see it, but behind him, he has about like 20 short boxes. And we first started with, let's join VeVe.
They're not all mine.
They're not. Half of them are like
hey
mine.
guys, can you guys not have an argument right now? Can you take this?
No, this is our shit. This is our thing.
But where was I? So when you're like an adult, you want to save more space and, keep things that are necessary. Apparently, comic books are necessary for us because we have run out of room and continue to run out of room in Hinano's office. So, yeah.
Hey, listen, I tell you what, when physical can go wrong, this is no word of a lie, I bought a Funko online recently, and it turns out I didn't read the size properly.
Oh,
whoa! Wait, what is that?
It's a He-Man Funko Pop, and it's a problem in my home because and it's one of 3, so physical can go terribly wrong. What you were saying before about jocks and geeks and nerds, I said accessibility, right? Everyone is into something. Jocks they might be into their sports team. People might be into wine or sneakers or stamps or whatever, right? The accessibility of collecting digitally means that you guys, where you are talking to me where I am about things that we're into. Our community gets together on Discord, on X, on YouTube right now from all around, like 180 countries, all around the world. The thing that brings them together is the stuff they love, and like the VeVeverse is that on steroids next year, right? But what brings us all together is the stuff that we love. If it was physical and you had to go to physical meetups or conferences or events only, might be once a year if you could afford it, but then maybe never if you can't. So I think the thing I love about digital collecting is the true community. People get together about the stuff they love, irrespective of where they are. Hey Jay, Merry Christmas.
Cool. So, Dee, anything else you want to add to this before we move to the next question? I'm looking at the time, Ben. I have this timer going on, so I just don't want to.
He says he has like 3 hours with us, so he's
okay. Go ahead, Dee.
Okay. So this is from Raven 100. Her question is: less than 10% of collectors on VeVe are women. Does VeVe have plans to attract more female users?
Not a good enough one is the answer. I want to have one, but it's not something that we have prioritized, not because we don't value women, but because we've got some other fundamentals that I need to get sorted first. I had a really good conversation with the Women X VeVe. So the the gender balance is something that I'm well aware of, and also the geographical concentration as well. So as a community, we're super strong in some countries versus others, and we're more male than female. So that is something that I absolutely want to address, both of those things. Unfortunately, there isn't a quick fix, because it comes down to a whole lot of different things. It comes down to women seeing themselves reflected in the activity that we do to show that it's for them. It comes down to the kinds of IPs that we launch, and that's not to say some IPs are for women and some are for men, but we have to be conscious about that. The other thing I think that we're doing more of now is research around the activities that we do, the messaging that we use, and the IPs that we go for. So look, we're a 4-year-old startup. When we first started up, it was David and it was Dan, and they were going for every big IP they could get, and it's been amazing, right? So that's formed the base for where we're at and given us the opportunity. But now we're doing more research to say, okay, what are the IPs that appeal in this region and to this age group and to this demographic? So yeah, I don't have a good enough plan right now. It's one of the things that we are working on, but we haven't prioritized it at the beginning because you can't prioritize everything.
And
Understood.
just to touch upon this about female in the community, I see that My Collectible says that there's amazing women working at VeVe. Is there, and it may not be on the top priority of your list, but do you think we can use these employees at VeVe to, come on one of those live streams with Corey and My Collectibles, like twice a month, once every quarter, to just maybe give a backstory on what they do at the company and what they also like to collect?
So at the moment, we're not doing that, and I'll tell you exactly why. So for us, it's a very big decision who we dox to the community and who we don't, because unfortunately, so myself, for example, obviously I'm forward facing and everyone knows who I am. I get a lot of abusive messages and content, and that's not great.
Yeah.
And I don't want to submit some of our team to that. So we hire people into roles because they're awesome at what they do. For some of them, they're comfortable being customer facing, and others aren't. And I think I have to respect that it's not for everybody. So I would absolutely love to introduce you to some of the amazing women that we've hired, but it wouldn't be the right thing to do for them, unfortunately.
Understandable. And yeah, appreciate that. That's very respectful and mindful of, not just women, but other people on the team. So yeah, thank you for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to DDS. Omi Singh writes, is VeVe considering bringing back transfers with an MCP element to virtually eliminate shady transactions? This would allow us to transfer to friends, colleagues, new users, and effectively advertise for VeVe on a grassroots level. Or would VeVe consider allowing content creators whom they have somehow verified green truck checkmark to transfer items to followers for giveaways, contests, etc.? VeVe could limit the item to a certain price range or selection. Once again, this creates excitement, interest, and good vibes. I'm not sure if you answered this already, but there you go.
Oh, I can do. And look, I feel like I'm saying no to a lot of stuff, right? But unfortunately, the answer is no. We would love to bring transfers back, and we know the community want them, and we know of the business benefits of that and of the user benefits. We absolutely get it. But we want this platform, and I'm sure the community wants this platform to be here for a long time and to be sustainable. And so we have to make decisions that are in the long-term interest. And this is one of those, right? So yeah, we could do it. We could unblock it tomorrow and have at it. We would have trouble. And the reason is exactly what you say, is because shady transactions can take place off platform, and then you got an issue. And so, if you look at the space that we're in, we have to make sure we make prudent and, fairly conservative decisions in some areas, because we want to make sure that we're here for the long haul. So unfortunately, currently it is a no.
Got you. All right.
Okay.
Sorry, DDS. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Moving on to Adro here. He writes, I'm curious if VeVe intends to continue to use the OAuth 2.0 to integrate with more platforms like they have with Stacker. And for the community, if they don't know what that means, it's basically a protocol that allows data to be shared without sharing the credentials. It's my understanding.
Yeah, so potentially we don't have any specific use cases yet. What we have said is the way that we're going to grow is through best-in-class partners. So Stack are one of them. Cavernous with the VeVeverse are another one. So yeah, we're happy with that as a technology. So we would as and when the next use case comes along, but there aren't any currently in the mix.
Got you. All right, video.
That wasn't a no. That was a yes, but.
It was a yes, but. It was a yes, but.
Yes,
Okay,
but.
so he didn't say no.
Yes, we got a yes.
TBD. Okay, here you go, D.
Okay, so another one from Video Shane. So regarding the evolvable, so the evolvable drop style, are they open, VeVe, open to modifying it for future drops? And this is what he suggests: making each rarity the same mint count, possibly 500 or 1,000. Require a store purchase to burn to the next rarity. The entire event should take place over a 24-hour period instead of 5 days. Burn remaining items 24 hours from start of the event, and one burn per account to eliminate people landing multiple secret rares.
So, Shane, yes, we absolutely are open to modifying it. First of all, that feedback that you've given here, can you please give it to us on our site, bottom right-hand corner? There's a little widget, pop it in, and explain some of your thinking as well there. So we absolutely are open to modifying it. The idea with evolvables was, so the evolvables model is just the concept of, that you can work your way through the rarities. And so on day one with the Punisher, we did it one way. That went really well. It was the first one. There were some niggles. Absolutely, there were some niggles. Now we've done Sabretooth. There have been some challenges in some areas. We're getting feedback about all the different aspects of it. So the aspects of it are the pricing, the number of MCP you need to burn, the crafting process, the time frame of it. Some people quite like the 5 days. Some people hate it. Some like it because it gives them time to prepare for the next one because they find the mechanic quite complex. Others just want to get it over and done with, and having a commitment on each day of 5 days is a pain. So I think we definitely will do different versions of it, and each one won't be perfect for everybody. We'll tweak different options, and we'll keep on going. So we're planning to do an evolvables drop roughly every 4 to 6 weeks. They won't always be with Marvel characters. They'll be with other IPs as well. So yeah, the answer is yes, we are. But we would love people's feedback on what they did and didn't like about it. I mean, we're pretty clear about what they didn't like, but some of the things that you did like, also give us that feedback too, because that is equally helpful.
And it's my understanding as well, there is a post that My Collectibles put out as well to add feedback. So if you're not in the app and you want to do it on X, I believe you can actually post in that comment as well.
Yeah, so. You totally can. So we get feedback from a number of different sources. The best one is that web app because it goes straight through to our product team. But My Collectibles and Eagle, they're always gathering feedback and sharing it with the team from social media. But yeah, feel free to reach out to any of us if you've got feedback about that stuff. I know you do.
And guys, I think we have Ben for like another 6 minutes. So Matthew, I will get to your question after I finish the last two from the community right here. From Raven, she wants to know how many people are level 100 and how many women are in the top 100.
It's roughly 40, and I don't know the gender split at the moment. I just don't have that information. But I know Claire's getting pretty close, but I don't know what the numbers are right now.
She's almost there. Yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
That's awesome.
All right, and then here you go for DDS. Go ahead, D.
Okay, so from DDS, is VeVe looking at new users possibly receiving a free starter NFT? Should be high quality VeVe IP and animated, so they can play around with it and hopefully create interest. Could make these free NFTs non-sellable as to not impact the market, or give new users a credit to buy their first NFT, and also allow new users to buy without KYC, which makes it less barrier to entry. KYC only needed for cashing out, or maybe a referral program where we get MCP points or other incentives for signing up people and then making some minimum purchases over time. Gamification for bringing in new users. And I believe we kind of went on that as well.
keep it on the screen, and I'll work through it.
Go.
So we are looking at campaigns, not an always on thing where every new user gets a free NFT. We are looking at campaigns where we do that. The reason behind that is over the last 3 to 4 months, we've actually done a pretty good job of growing logged in traffic to the platform. It's grown quite considerably. What hasn't grown is the conversion of it to purchase. So there's a gap, right? So we think that this is one of the several ways that we're going to look at to do that. And so we're looking at, on a campaign by campaign basis, is there a relevant reason to do that, which might give someone a reason for coming through now. So yes, we're looking at that, not as an always on, but campaign by campaign. We're not looking at giving people a credit, and we're definitely not looking at allowing new users to buy without KYC. The reason for that is we want this to be a really safe and secure platform, and we don't want to compromise on that at all for our users and for our licensors. And so having KYC as a prerequisite is really, really important. So we just won't compromise on that. Although it does add friction in the process, it means we, our licensors, know who is engaging and who's buying and who's selling and who is who, right? So we won't do anything without KYC. And then the last thing is a referral program. I said before, we are having a look at that. I think we will do that. The first step actually is the affiliate program because it uses a similar kind of engine. So that's the most important thing. That's the priority because that's where we should be speaking to bigger audiences to get those bigger numbers through. Once that's in place, we'll look to leverage that for some sort of referral program. Yeah.
Ooh, drink some water, Ben.
Oh, actually, I know that there's more gamification. So
there's more.
So gamification depends how you define it. We do have gamification right now. We have levels. We have MCP points which you earn for logging in, for listing, for holding OMI, all those kind of things. So we do have gamification on the platform. We could certainly have more. So when I spoke before about life cycle, engaging people, giving them a reason to stick around and stay, that's where I think that that could come in. And the product team and our tech team are looking at how do we do that on the platform. So I think gamification as a principle we're into, but we do it already, and we will do more.
Awesome. I hope you got your answer, DDS, because that was a very long question. So.
I thank you for answering, Ben. That's awesome. Whether it's yes or no or yes, but yeah, thank you.
You've literally answered every question in detail, and you've even added more. I mean, man, I gotta say, This is a breath of fresh air, and I really enjoy this. This has really been awesome. I know we're getting to the tail end of everything, so I'm going to kind of cut it short a little bit. I kind of want to ask this last question, and I have one more question after that. But as the new leader, people look up to you for security, comfort, smart leadership, and change. Can you give our diverse audience a reason to believe and support you, the team, the project, and everything else going forward? Because like I said, I really feel like there is a regime change or there's a change in the air. The culture is changing, and I really like that. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, I said it before, just judge us by our execution, judge us by what we have done and what we do. And it's not just since I've been here, right? So this business in 4 years has gone from nothing to a platform across the world with a really powerful community with amazing licensors out of nothing. They've built an app, they've built the whole platform behind it, the collectible drops that we're doing and we have done for years, and they're getting better and better and better. So I would say look at that. And the conversation about OMI that we've had, well, nothing's happened. Well, lots of things have happened with OMI. There's more that's going to happen, but judge the business by what we do. So we can have that as a separate conversation another day. But all I'm doing is communicating more. I'm helping the team with focus and priority, and I'm cracking the whip a little bit. But it's not about what I say; it's about what we do. So that's what I would say. Judge us by what we do.
Got you.
Awesome.
All right. Nicely said, Ben. And then my last question for you is, I see 4 comic books behind you, and there's only 1 Marvel book behind you and 4 DC books. Specifically, there is this book that I see right here. And this is a lack of IP in the app. I'm a Star Trek fan. That's like one of my biggest things in the app. The Enterprise D is one of my favorite collectibles, but we're missing that that Connie right there on the top left. But are you a Star Trek fan?
Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. I just want to say, just because I have something, it's not alpha. It doesn't mean we're going to launch it.
I never said that.
Yes, but
I'll tell you what's amazing, right? So when I joined, I sat down with David, and I was like, right, who are you talking to, right? Who are we talking to? Who's coming? And so far, there has not been an IP that I've said to him, have we spoken to this one, that he said no. So there are conversations going on all over the show, but they take a long time. They all take a long time. So yeah, we're always working on new IPs. But I've got to tell you, some of the drops for next year, because I've got the list, right? I've got it on my computer. So good.
Can you
So
DM me the
good.
list? I won't
So
share.
good, like this comic book in front of you, right? I'll leave it at there, and I'll just say that this is a wish list that's right in front of your face, and I wish for everything on this cover, Ben. So
No worries. Listen, I got to go. I need to go and have a lie down. I've actually got COVID, so this is this. It's time for me
Thank
to
you
go
so
get
much, Ben.
horizontal.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. Through your sickness, I appreciate you just giving us your time and being here with us and the community in the chats.
Oh, look, thank you. And I'd love to come back if you'll have me at some point next year.
you're welcome
you're always
anytime
welcome.
to come back, man. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
open invitation once you come here. Thank you so much. I appreciate the audience for welcoming you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for hanging out with us.
And feel better.
Feel better,
Thank you,
please.
Ben.
Manuka honey.
Yes, I know you got it there, straight from there, right? Yes, go get some.
Yeah.
Cheers,
All right, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Take care.
Cheers.
Aloha. All right.
He still wants to hang out.
You still here?
He's still here.
Oh my God, you can go. Yeah, of course you can go.
You guys.
All right,
Bye,
man.
Ben.
Appreciate you. Take care.
Yes, but
Guys,
make that on a shirt.
yeah, yes, but that's a good one. Yes, but by Ben Rose. Guys, that has been the Ben Rose interview. Thank you so much for hanging out. I don't know if these were the questions that you wanted asked or if you got the answers you wanted. This is just stuff that both Dee and I wanted to kind of talk about. We kind of really wanted to hone down on community. And there's a lot more that we wanted to talk about. Matthew, I'm very sorry that we did not get to ask your question, but I'm sure they're watching the repeat. So basically, Ben or anybody who's watching, Matthew wants to know, Ben Rose, what questions would you like us to ask you? So there's one right there. And then also Jaco right here. And shout out to Jaco. When animated comic cover upgrades for Old Grail comics. So Dee, anything you want to add to the interview that we just went through?
So yeah, I was kind of watching. There's a lot more questions than what Hinano pulled up. So I'm gonna like screenshot it so I don't leave it. So I don't lose it when we end the live stream. And maybe that could be something that we take and add to the comment post that MC has. Just because we didn't have enough time to ask all these great questions from the chat. So, but I appreciate everyone, for tuning in and putting your questions out there. And there's also the feedback button. I haven't used it yet, but maybe we'll just compile it, all of people's questions, and just put it in the feedback. Yes, what he agrees.
There you go. He's giving feedback right now. But guys, let's get to some giveaways today. Guys, we actually have a sponsored giveaway from Superstar Money right here. They found out that we gave away some of their Star Boys on Tuesday, and we got a little bit more. So we're going to give away 2 Star Boys to you guys. And let me show you what they look like right here. Oh, that's not it. Oops.
Ooh, the planet.
Aaron, YouTubery at its finest right there. One day I'm going to get my YouTubery right. Guys, this is the Star Boy. This is a fully rigged 3D Star Boy that you can actually play with in AR. You're going to have to download the Flick Play app. You'll probably have to go and talk with the Superstar guys on how to implement that. But this little guy you can run around with in AR and play with as well. We're going to give away 2 of these to the chat. And shout out once again to Superstar Money for donating tonight's giveaway to the fam. But this was an
Yes.
awesome interview, you guys. I really enjoyed talking story with Ben. I really hope that we get to have more of a casual conversation. Dee and I wasn't really sure how to like approach this because I know a lot of people there's some questions that wanted to get asked. Some of the questions was curated through the community and not just the ones that we actually pulled up. So a lot of what we asked were inspired from our Discord, from private chats. Just know that it wasn't just us that was formulating this question. It was a collective effort. But needless to say, it's really cool that VeVe was able to actually have someone official here for the first time. And although I did not get to share this, I really wanted to say to VeVe, I really appreciate them for supporting the creators. I've seen them support Omili. I've seen them support BE, Doctor Strange. They've supported us. Evolved. I want to see them support more people. But it's just really good to see this start. And I actually made this creator video right here. I completely forgot to play it while Ben was here. So I'm going to play this for you guys. And it's mainly for creators that I feel that I hope also gets some support from VeVe as well. So here we go, guys.
Run it.
Screen comes to life. You see a face, you expect a husband or wife. We're internet people from near and afar. We're having fun in this Web3 bizarre. People is appetite straight from the heart. No smoke and mirrors, just an authentic part. When the camera's off and the lights go.
I don't know
I love that.
How did I forget to play that?
Send it to them in the feedback.
I'll put it on the timeline though. But guys, let's get to the giveaway right here. We're gonna give you guys another minute to enter right now. Hashtag roses are red in the comments down below. All 150 of you watching right now on X and YouTube, go to the comments. If you are on X right now, you can enter in the comments on X to win one of these Star Boys that apparently is not there.
Where has it gone?
I'm telling you, man, my YouTubery game is just not on fleek right there. But yes, to win one of these fully rigged 3D Star Boys right here, just type in hashtag roses are red. And we're going to give away, you know what? We're going to give away 3. I'm going to give away 3 tonight because we're going to give away 3 tonight. Let's go.
Shout out Superstar Money Joe, Superstar Money Bob.
Yep. Shout out to the Superstars for donating tonight's giveaway. Again, Dee, close out the show while I get the giveaway tool ready.
Thank you everybody for tuning in and supporting and putting your comments and interacting with each other. That's what we like to see in the chat, just people talking to each other. Thank you so much everyone for the super chats and the super stickers and the memberships. Thank you, Jaco, for the memberships. I think you did that.
Jaco, you are awesome.
Again. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Hopefully, maybe we can have him come back again. Ben, come back again and answer the rest of the questions or new questions that you guys in the community have. And let us know how we did, what you would like to see more from us regarding that. He's like punching me. I know, you're a superstar. I know. But yeah, just thank you everybody for being here and for your support, and good luck to whoever wins one of the 3 Star Boys.
Why is this highlighted?
Because they want us to know roses are red.
I guess so.
When it's put together, it's like, is that spelled correctly?
It is. There's like almost 40 people who have entered, but guys, the bar is gone. So let's enter the giveaway right now. Let's see who is going to be the first.
Good luck.
Superstar Money 3D rigged Star Boy. Let's find out.
Let's see.
Acro! Big congratulations, Acrolite. We have your wallet address. We will send you your Star Boy probably later tonight or tomorrow. Big congratulations to you, but we're not done. We got 2 more Star Boys to give away. Let's see who is the second place winner for a 3D rigged Star Boy. Who is going to have the juju tonight? Let's find out, guys. Digital Toys with Tommy.
Tommy from Rugrats. That's
Let's go. These
awesome.
hands are for you. Big congratulations, Digital Toys.
Awesome.
I don't know if I'm not sure if we have your wallet address. So if you could reach out to Dee on the timeline and message her your ETH or MetaMask wallet address, we really appreciate that. And guys, one more winner, the last winner of tonight's giveaway from Superstar Money. Let's find out who is the final winner of a 3D rigged Star Boy. Let's find out. Slider!
Hey, Slider!
Let's
Congrats.
go, Slider. Super stoked, man. This guy is a huge supporter of the channel. He's always first in the chats. And I know what you're doing, Slider, because I know you remember what happened last year. And you are super smart, man. You're a smart dude. So big congratulations to Slider. And guys, that has been the show. I hope you guys like the format. I hope you got some of the questions answered. And if not, I'm sure you will have more opportunity, because I'm sure Ben's going to go around the horn and visit all the other content creators. Like I said, VeVe, if you're still watching, I really hope I see you guys go throughout all the content creators. There's great creators like Kid Arcade, Bones, Bob Sales. Bob, where have you been? We haven't had a history from you in a while, as well as everyone else out there that is always making content. We really appreciate everyone for really coming out and, coming into their own. In the past 2 years, Dee and I have done this. We've seen content creators come, go. We've seen people turn into content creators. We've collaborated with them. That's like the funnest thing that we like to do here, is to just hang out with you guys and have a great time. So we appreciate everyone for coming into the chats tonight to come and hanging out with us. We really appreciate Ben for giving us his time. The guy has COVID and he actually came here to come hang out with us. So we really appreciate that. Even sick, you guys, he is still out here pushing it. So yeah, my hat's off to you, man. That is awesome. Dee, anything else you want to add to this before we get out of here?
You pretty much said it, and I'm gonna repeat. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here and always supporting, always coming back. You guys must really like us and seeing our faces on the screen. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you for your time as well. You could be doing other stuff, or maybe you are like a Ronnie and you have 10 monitors in front of you. But I appreciate us being one of those monitors for you. But anyways, everyone take care and
keep going. Hold on. Keep going.
Yeah, catch us tomorrow. We have a Christmas special for Aloha Friday. And we'll make a post for that later. Oh, Ronnie, we don't. That's
what I was trying to pull up.
Oh, okay. You are art, as Ronnie likes to say. Yeah, so this is our Aloha Friday live stream for tomorrow, Xmas Christmas special. We do have some special guests. We do invite people to come and join either in the chats or come up on the panel. We only have room for 10 seats. So if you guys are interested, we may have to rotate, go through shifts so everyone can have a chance to come up. Or we might even have one person, but everyone is invited. No dicks allowed, except if you're Richard.
Yeah, and then also, guys, like if we've missed one of you guys, don't think it's intentional. We will also throw the link out in the chat as well. You guys all know who our friends are, or whoever a community member, or if anyone is new and they want to come up on the panel and come and hang out with us, let them know what we're doing tomorrow, Dee.
Yeah, so we're gonna be having a Secret Santa kind of thing, and it's kind of we gotta get it right. We're trying to figure out a way, and I have a way to do it, and I hope it works out for the people who want to participate. And then we'll also have some giveaways. So just because it's Christmas time, or it's almost Christmas, but it's the holiday season, and I love Christmas. And I just want everyone to be happy. So, yeah, come in tomorrow if you guys are free. Guys and gals are free.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. Secret Santa. We're going to do some show and tell. We're going to show some of our collectibles. I think Dee might even do some taste testing with Oz like we did last year. We did some taste testing. And we're going to just have a good time and some fun. And we'll also kind of like give our recap of 2024. So it's going to be a fun time. We got a lot of cool things we're going to give away in the chats. We're going to be doing Secret Santa with NFTs, and I'm really stoked about that. So come through as always. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be our last Aloha Friday before Christmas. And then next week, Friday, guys, we have a special guest coming on. It's going to be a first appearance, and we will do an announcement mid next week on who that person is. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here, Dee?
No, that's it. Oh my gosh, I forgot 23.
What?
The plug.
Oh.
So I have
the laptop
19%. 19%.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Yes. Right on. Vegan things. Can't wait.
Vegan.
Let's go, Jayco, Hey Vegan, and Sanjay. And yes, I saw Mr. MC1 here. Appreciate you for coming and hanging out, Sanjay. Always good to see you. I got Guri here. And then chat, everybody else. I'm sorry if we haven't gone in there and interacted with you folks, but I know that Raven and Big Bro were doing a good job of interacting. Shout out to Raven and Big Bro. Look in your wallets a little bit later tonight. And then, guys, that's pretty much the show. This is kind of like our new studio that we were supposed to implement next year, but I told Dee we can't be interviewing Ben Rose out in the cold, so we brought him inside today. So guys, that is the show. Thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to be coming back tomorrow, as Slider says, back to back live streams are coming on. I saw Comics and Crypto had a live stream. Yeah, VeVe Magic had a Twitter space. I mean, like, all the content is coming back, and I love it. I love the fact that we have all these venues to go and hang out in. And so I think 2025 is going to be an awesome year for everyone here in the space. Dee, close out the show.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Until then, take care and have a good night. Have a good day, depending where you are. The prince says aloha. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Take care, guys. Aloha.
Bye.